The most banned queen says, "Oh no, chat. Kurt exercised his legal rights, and now Rackets had to remove Kurt's voice. I didn't. I have no say in it. Now Rackets will call him fat and a nerd, the horror." Yep. I'm going to call him fat and a nerd. I'm going to say his legal analysis is bullshit, but worse, I'm going to say he knows it's bullshit, which that to me, that is far worse than just general incompetence. I've heard Kurt give incompetent legal opinions and analysis before. I never talked about this at all, but like for all the shit people talked about my experience, which I never represented myself as being like this master of practice or having tons of trial experience or anything like that. I had a small practice. My clients got the results they were looking for, and that was good for me. Like that made me happy. That said, I'm not aware of Kurt ever practicing law anywhere at all. So Kurt worked for the Patent Trademark Office. He no longer does. And that's actually, you don't have to be a licensed attorney to do that. You have to pass the patent bar, which is a different animal. I can't be that because I do not have an underlying hard science degree. So I can't pass the patent bar. So like props to people who have done it. But, Kurt did go to law school and all that stuff, but Kurt was not a practicing attorney. So, but I don't think that, maybe I'm selectively biased here. I don't think that actually matters that much in providing competent analysis. Well, I shouldn't say that it doesn't matter. It matters insofar as it assists you in making competent analysis, but it's not required for competent analysis. People competently understand subjects all the time without actually, doing them professionally. It's not a barrier to it. I've never taken a case through jury trial. I have done bench trials in family law cases. I have done plenty of motion argument and motion hearings. And I've negotiated everything from mutually beneficial things, contracts and lease agreements, through negotiating plea agreements. So I have some experience, not a ton. I didn't like I didn't like billing for it. And I didn't like the gathering of clients. I liked making the legal arguments. I liked helping people. But it's really hard to tell someone who needs help, no, not unless you give me $15,000 right now. And that's just a start. That's hard to do for me. It's not for everybody. And actually a lot of lawyers, it is tough for them to do that. And that's why they work with a law firm or they hire someone whose job it is to do that aspect of it, manage that aspect of it. Cause they want to work and they want to focus on how they're best, engaged in the law and then serving their clients' needs, and serving their clients' needs and billing don't always add up to the same mental state. Leon's Law says family law, God rest his soul. Yeah. Family law, you don't do jury trials in, like in child custody stuff. So, I never had to take it to a jury trial, but we'd had a couple bench trials on that. And like I said, got the results my clients were asking for and, kicked the shit out of some old attorneys in the family law space. That was fun. I can't take it. Like I don't understand. Speaking of which, speaking of not understanding, I similarly just don't understand why this happened. Kurt did send a cease and desist on the Super Tips voices. So what I'm encouraging people to do just is to use any voice other than Kurt's, because you can't, to go ahead and tell Kurt how you feel about his decision to take down the his voice. Now, my problem with it is, honestly, one, it's a stifling of free speech, and Kurt is attempting to flex a legal strategy that he knows to be incorrect. He knows that it is not a valid legal strategy. He knows that parody and mockery and impersonation are protected forms of speech and expression, have been routinely upheld as protected. And so long as it is not represented as the actual words of someone and is not an actual reproduction of their copyrighted material, an AI voice generating, or not even generating, because the AI product isn't generating the content. There's some people who say, oh, like if you use recordings or whatever that are copyrighted for the AI to train, etc. That's fine, but the AI isn't generating the content at all. The content is actually the product of the person sending in the chat. Like, it's their creative product, right? Subject to the terms and conditions of SuperTip. If I haven't read the entire terms and conditions, but if SuperTip is not actually taking ownership of the content of the message, like it's as part of the EULA, that might be dumb. But people using SuperTip, they're the ones making the creative work, and they're posting that, and then the AI voice is just doing the lifting of the impersonation. Take away whatever you think about anything and just say, it's using an AI tool, an AI assistive tool, to produce an artistic work that you lack the artistic skill of to create. For example, like I can't paint or draw very well. So if I ask the AI to draw something, even though it's my creative vision or whatever, I've now utilized a tool that helps me realize my own creative vision, right? Like that is how that works. So long as that tool is not stealing directly from something else that I don't own. But if it is making sufficiently new creation, it is merely a digital paintbrush that I direct with my voice because my hand is insufficient to guide it. All right? That's what an AI generated voice is as well, because impersonation is an art. People who do impressions and impersonations have monetized and sold it as a comedic art form for a long time. To pretend that AI doing it just because it's good at it across a broad array of voices. Most people, if they can do impressions, they can only do a couple. Just because the AI is good at doing it does not make it anything other than a tool for an artist to use to create an artistic work. Kurt knows this. He's using an improper legal theory that has not been effectively used in anything like this to try and get people to stop being able to speak in a certain way that he doesn't like. And that's embarrassing. He should be embarrassed. And some of you have found ways to tell him that.